Alright, hello and welcome back to Probably Shouldn't Be Recording This. This is actually my second time trying to record this episode. I was recording on my way home from work yesterday, and it just, there was a comedy of errors. Firstly, I'm driving, and all of a sudden there's just this tiny little dog that's just sitting there in the middle of the road, not moving. So of course I give a couple very long, elongated honks of the horn, and then finally the dog moves, which is fine, uh, which is great because nobody likes running over animals. Uh, Last time I ran over an animal, it was a little bunny rabbit that literally jumped, like booked it right out in front of my car, and you when you run something over, you can feel the thud it makes, and I nearly threw up. Um, so anyway, the dog moves. I'm pulling up to a stoplight, um, and I record on my phone. So I'm pulling up to a stoplight, and all of a sudden I just pull up, normal stop, but my phone acted like I stepped on the brakes, like I slammed on them. So my phone shoots onto the floor of the car on the passenger side. Um, so I'm like, all the while I'm talking, like, but knowing that I'm gonna have to pick up my phone because once I stop recording, I need to be able to stop it right away. And um, while doing that, I unbuckle my seatbelt. Mind you, my microphone is attached to my seatbelt. So I do that. My microphone goes flying in the air and then falls into the crack between the driver's seat and the little um, armrest I have. Um, but I don't worry about that, and I grab my phone and pick it up and put it back onto the seat, and then I stick my hand in between the cushion, the seat, and the armrest, and I finally get the mic, and then I get everything back in order. I got the mic clipped to the seatbelt, everything's fine, and then I'm recording, just talking out of my ass for I think it was another 5 to 6 minutes, and I look down to see if it's actually to see if everything's still recording, and it's not, and it hasn't been for I don't know how long. And I had knocked the thing that plugs into my phone to give my microphone the connection. Uh, it had come loose, so it was recording nothing. So I just decided, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna try and record this podcast tomorrow. Um, I don't remember anything I said, um, but yeah. So this is probably shouldn't be recording this episode 27, I believe. Um, I hope everybody is having a good weekend. I have I am on my way to work, so this is a new one for me. I'm recording on the way to work, but I feel like it serves the same purpose. For one, it keeps me awake, and two, I'll get to edit and the podcast and stuff while I'm at work. Because luckily, Saturdays are a lot slower than every other day. Um, so yeah, what I wanted to talk about today was, as you listeners know, the people that have been listening for at least the last 3 weeks, is I have come to the realization that my current workplace, my time has expired there. It's literally time for something new, um, and so I've been on the job hunt past 3 weeks. I've been applying to places like crazy. Um, had some phone interviews, uh, this, that, and the other, and it's going okay. It's this. I'm getting a new job when you worked at a place for three years is always is going to be a process. I done. I would have been foolish to think that I could have gotten a job like right away, like boom. Uh, I want this job, and like we want you too, and then boom, job. That's really not how it works out there in the job market. Uh, so what is going on here? Sorry, guys. There's some police cars. Looks like currently blocking my way, or there's a car that has been. Ooh, yeah, big time accident. Okay, and that car doesn't have a door anymore. Wow. Okay. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. Yeah. So my job hunt is, there's a few jobs that are at the top of my list that I'm still waiting to hear back on. Um, I had an interview yesterday, more of like a tell me about yourself meeting with a staffing agency. They just wanted to, get a picture of who I am and what I've done in my career. I think it went very well. The very nice lady from the staffing agency seemed like it. She seemed to think that I had a very good uh, resume, and that her and her company would be able to help me out in getting a new job, which is, it's helpful because they do a lot of the work for you, and then hopefully they're sending my stuff over for a job where I could be making $4 more an hour, Monday through Friday, daytime hours. So all of those are wins. So we'll see how that goes. Should be good, But if not, it's not the end of the world. I do still have a job, and I was also offered another job, but it was a uh, 1 month contract job, and I'm not about to leave my job of 3 years for a month-long contract job where there's no guarantee if I'm going to be working any longer than that. Uh, as badly as I do want to leave my place of work, because I wake up every day and it takes everything in me not to call in. But I'm not that person anymore. I have a wife, I have kids. You can't, like, unless it gets like super super bad, which I don't foresee it getting. I'm not gonna quit without having a replacement job. Um, anyway, the main thing I wanted to talk about today is the frustration I'm getting. Um, so, like I said, I've been applying to a bunch of jobs, and some of them are not like jobs that I really, really want, but jobs I could do just to get by until I find the right thing. Um, and I'm using LinkedIn, I'm using Indeed, I'm using ZipRecruiter, And I think those all have their strengths and weaknesses. Um, but like I said, I'm applying to these jobs, and then waiting is the worst part. So I'm just sitting there wondering, like, especially some of the jobs that I'm like, oh, I would be really good at that. I would love if they would reach back out to me. And it's crickets. You don't hear anything. You don't hear shit. And then I was like, well, let me just go see what all I've applied to. And you can go in certain places like Indeed or ZipRecruiter. If you go into like the jobs you applied to, some of them you can actually see that you'll get responses and that you weren't selected. Like, oh, that's cool. Why didn't you let me know? Like, I've already gotten a couple of like thanks but no thanks. Like, I get that. It's fine. I'm not going to be for everyone. But some of these companies, I've even seen it in job postings where like, if you don't hear anything from us, that means we're not interested. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, that's kind of bullshit. It's kind of lazy. I mean, I think in the business world, this is exactly what AI and stuff is perfect for. Just have like a little AI thing that you just type out a rejection letter and then send it to the person's email address. That literally probably takes about 30 seconds. And a lot of these places aren't even doing that. And it's kind of frustrating because, you got these people. I'm in a better position. I have a full-time job. I make a decent amount. I make it enough to feed my family and, pay my bills, all that. But there are these people out there that don't have jobs, and they're scraping, they're scraping by, and all they would need for like a little bit of hope is a response, like either sorry, we're moving forward with other candidates, which is fine. Then that takes that worry out of your brain. Like, okay, I don't have to worry about this. Let's keep applying until I find something. But some of these places don't even bother doing that, and it's super frustrating as a job seeker. And I just think I wish more companies would respect the people that are trying to get a job and at least give them that peace of mind that thank you for applying, but we're moving in a different direction. That to me personally would be like, okay, cool. It would make me feel better, even though I didn't get the job or I wasn't able to get an interview. They at least let me know, like, sorry, you're not a good fit. Okay, fine, wonderful. Uh, Time for me to move on. So the waiting game part of it is a shitty part, and I just wish these companies did more to better communicate. Like, sorry, you're not a fit. This, that, and the other. And the big problem I'm having, and I was coming across this a lot yesterday. The job title for the job posting is different than what is actually the job position in the like job requirements stuff. I noticed that 3 or 4 times yesterday, and there's even one on LinkedIn where it was like office manager uh, of this company, but then in the questions it's asking you how comfortable do you feel on sales calls. Uh, all questions that weren't even related to anything in the job description. So I'm filling it out, and I'm kind of going off on them. Like, this question has nothing to do with the job posting. I was just kind of like letting them have it. And then I realized, you know what? Maybe you don't respond at all and just chalk it up to I'm not going to apply to this job. Um, but that's the biggest frustration I'm having right now is the job title is different than what's in the job posting. And I'm like, you guys, which job am I applying for? Because the job title in the posting is like, okay, that's what I want to do. But the job listed in the job requirements is different and something I don't want to do. So that also does nobody any favors. All right, let me stop here just real quick. It is 11:21 in the morning, and a person just passed me on the highway where the speed limit is 65. I'm thinking this person's going 90 miles an hour. Like, where in the fuck are you going that you need to go 90 miles an hour right now? I don't know. Colorado drivers are the fucking worst. Anyways, so yeah, job hunting is going fine. It's going about how I expected. Um, I'm hoping next week, because it'll have been 2 weeks where I have applied to these positions. And, LinkedIn will show you how many people have applied. And I'm saying, like, some of these jobs I applied to, the applicants are in the hundreds. So they're going through a lot of applications. So it's going to be a process. So I'm just putting out that positive energy that some news, regardless if it's good or bad, is coming next week. So everybody out there that listens, please put out those positive vibes for your most humble host. That some 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 irons in the fire get, I don't know how to finish that. They get taken out of the fire, and then something, I don't know. I slept like an hour before I went to work, so words are hard right now. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I appreciate every single one of you guys for listening. A little side note: tomorrow is my birthday. So I hope I have a good birthday. But as the older you get, the more your birthdays really don't matter, and that's okay. I'll get quality time with my wife. I'll get quality time with my kids. That's really all I need, honestly. Um, anyway, so yeah, that is going to be this episode. For this episode, I am your host, Josh Love. If you guys have to go anywhere, make sure it is you go with love. I will talk to you guys next week. Bye bye. Oh, this is the joy. Sorry, couldn't find my phone. Okay, so this is the end of the episode. Love you guys. If you go anywhere, make sure you go with love. And we'll talk next week.